Oh!
Hello, everybody. Yoko here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 10 and 14 Cincinnati Reds taking on the 8 and 16 San Francisco Giants. This is game 2 of a 3-game series between the Reds and the Giants. Giants taking game 1. Can they keep the momentum up to take game 2? Or will the Big Red Machine tie the series up? We'll find out in 9 innings time. And let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Cincinnati Reds. Leading off, the center fielder, Corey Patterson. Batting second, the shortstop, Jeff Kippinger. Batting third, the right fielder, Ken Griffey Jr. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the second baseman, Brandon Phillips. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Adam Dunn. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Edward Encarnacion. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Joey Votto. Batting eighth, the catcher, Paul Bacco. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Matt Bellis. On the mound for the Giants, it's Kevin Carrera. He comes into the game with a starting ERA of a 6.76. No wins and 3 losses. He's pitched 21 and 1/3 of an inning, only had 32 hits, 15 strikeouts, and 17 walks. We're here at AT&T Park where it gives nothing to strikes, nothing to walks, and nothing to home runs. And with that, Corey Patterson steps up into the batter's box as the home plate umpire dusts it off, and we are ready for the first pitch. And we're underway. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a strike. On a 1-8, the 16 is too high. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. It's a power hit to Roland. So on a right-handed pitcher, on a 1-3, it's a single. 4-11, it's a double. 12 is a triple. 13 and higher, it's a fly up. It's an 8, and with that, Patterson will lead off with a double. Patterson leads off with a dub, starts this game off with a double for the Reds. So let's take a look at the starting defense for the San Francisco Giants. We've got Lewis out there in left field. Roland will be in right, Roland at center, Wynn at right field. Going around the horn, we've got Alora on third, Briss on short. Velez will be at second, Broker at first. Holm will be behind the plate, and Carrera will be on the mound. Runner on second, strategy roll is a 10. So the Reds are holding off, infield at normal depth, and here is the pitch. Kippinger is batting a 220 right now. And that is going to be a 2-4, column 2, row 4, and that's going to be good for a base hit. So with that, Kippinger will go to first. Patterson goes to third. Is he waved around home? We'll check the base run rating. He will advance from second to home on a 2 through 6. That is a 5. It's an RBI single as Patterson scores, and it puts the Reds on the board 1-0. And next up, it's going to be Ken Griffey Jr. He's batting a 297, infield at double play depth. Strategy roll is a 14, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a split result. So we'll take a look at the pitcher card, and Carrera being a right-handed pitcher, we're going to look to the right-handed side of the slash, and that is a base hit down the first baseline. Kippinger will go to second, but does he pick up the extra base and goes to third? He'll go from first to third on a base run rating of a 2-6. That is a 2. And once again, that puts runners on the corners. Strategy roll is a 20. It's a pickoff attempt. And with that, Kevin will pick off on a 1-4. It's a 4. He'll pick him off. And with that, he picked off Kippinger at third. So it's 1 out, runner on first, infield at double play depth. And with that, Brandon Phillips is up. He's batting a 225 and the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. Fly ball back there to Roland. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. And with that, Adam Dunn batting a 301. Strategy roll is a 4. Reds holding pat. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. It's a range play. Now, on a range play, we check the first number of the outfielders of the defensive arm. That is the first number. Whose range are we checking? And that's going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a ground ball to Alora. His range is a 3. So on a 1, 2, or 3 on the D6, he'll make the catch. On a 4, 5, or 6, he won't. It's a 2. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors, and the Reds will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the San Francisco Giants. Leading off, the left fielder, Fred Lewis. Batting second, the second baseman, Eugenio Valles. Batting third, the right fielder, Randy Wynn. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the center fielder, Aaron Rowland. Batting fifth, the first baseman, John Brokaw. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Rich Alora. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Emmanuel Briss. Batting eighth, the catcher, Steve Holm. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Kevin Correa. On the mound for the Reds, it is Matt Bellesi. He'll come into the game with a starting ERA of a 19.46. No wins, 1 loss. He's pitched 3 2/3 of an inning, allowed 14 hits, 2 strikeouts, and no walks. And with that, Fred Lewis steps up into the box. He's batting a 217 and the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a split result. So on a split result off of the pitcher card, we take a look to see if the batter is left or right-handed. In this case, Fred Lewis is a left-handed batter. So we look to the left-handed side of the slash, and that is going to be good for a walk. Range for a walk is on a 1 to 10. That is a 10. And with that, he will walk Fred Lewis. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Cincinnati Reds. We've got Dunn out there in left field. Patterson will be in center. Griffey at right. Going around the horn, we've got Encarnacion on third. Kippinger will be at short. Phillips playing second. Voto playing first. Baco will be behind the plate. And Matt will be on the mound. Strategy roll is a 20. Nothing, and remember, on his roll of a 20, we do check to see if he picks him off. Matt does not have anything for balks, pickoff, or pickoff errors, but we'll still show that off. It would have been a 7. Double play depth for the infield. On the pitch, Eugenio Vela is batting a 293, and that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. However, that is going to be a wild pitch. Now, wild pitch on a 1-9, passed ball on a 10 or 11. It's a 17, nothing happens. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1, double star 4. It's going to be a ground ball to Encarnacion. And we're going to check to see if that is going to be a double play. Matt will give a -1. Phelps, being the pivot, is a 0, so a G5. Ground ball to third base. The pivot is going to be second base. So we add the -1 to what Phillips's arm, which is a 0, makes it a 2. We take 1d6, roll it against the ground double play rating, and if the die roll is less than or equal to the ground double play rating, it's a double play. Otherwise, in this case, it would be a force out. So Lewis will get forced out at second, and with that, Eugenio is on by fielder's choice. One out, runner on first. Strategy rolls a 19. The Giants holding off. Randy Wynn up. Wynn batting a 435. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a strikeout on a 1-9. The 6 is in range. Struck him out. Struck him out. Strategy roll is a 5. It is a steal attempt. Nothing. He has a 14. 2 outs. Are they going to send him? No, they're not. And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3, double question mark. Now, off the picture card, the double question mark is the only thing we follow. It's a single on a 1-5. The 13, however, is too high. And with 2 outs, we add a +1 to the base run rating. That's going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. It's a double out there in the left field. And Valles will go to third. Does he come home? No, he does not. On the check here, we'll roll for the runner advancement. That is a 3 in the rule, and it says if the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the runner advances. Otherwise, they hold. Die roll is a 3. The base run rating is a 2. He gets the hold sign. Two outs, runners on second and third. Strategy roll is a 15. John Brokaw up. He's batting a 211. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-6. Column 6, row 6. Possible error on a throw. Now, on an error check, that is the number in the brackets that we check. Whose error range are we checking? And that is going to be Joey's. That's going to be a single down the first baseline to Voto. His error range is on a 1-6. It's an 11. There is no error there. And the Giants come back to tie the game up at 1. Runners on the corners. Roland will get the hold sign. And next up, it's going to be Rich. Rich Alora. He's batting a 219. Strategy roll is a 7. He's holding all. Standing pan on strategy. 3-3. Column 3, row 3. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that's going to be a double star 4. It's a ground ball to Encarnacion. His range is on a 1-2. That is a 3. Now we're going to see, we'll roll 1d20. On a 1 to 4, it's a double. On a 5 to 20, it's a triple. 5 to 20, sorry, it's a single. It's a 13. Doesn't have it, and the Giants take the lead on an RBI single. Broco will go to second. Does he pick up the third? He'll go from first to third on a base run rating of a 6. It's a 2. He will hold. It's a one-run game as Rich will get an RBI single off of that. Emil Briss batting a 200 right on the Mendoza line. Strategy roll is a 7, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3, wild pitch. It's a 14, nothing happens. And that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1, ground ball to Phillips. He'll make the catch, throws it over to Votto for the out, and that will retire the side. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and the Giants will leave 2 stranded. After 1, it's Giants 2, Reds 1. We go to the top of the second. Edwin Encarnacion, Joey Votto, and Paul Bacco do up for the Reds. Edwin Encarnacion batting a 205. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 9. The 8 is in range. Struck him out. Struck him out, and that's going to bring up Joey Votto. Votto batting a 407, and here is the pitch. Pitch to Votto is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 8. The 20 is too high. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2, double star 3. It's a ground ball to Velez. He'll make the catch there, throw it over to Brocal for the out. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and Paul Bacco batting a 373. And that is going to be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. That's a strikeout on a 1 to 14. That is a 6. Struck him out. And that was a 1 as the Giants retire the Reds in order. It's a 1-2-3. Have a seat. Easy inning to score there. Nothing across the board. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the second. Steve Holm, Kevin Carrera, and Fred Lewis do up for the Giants. Steve Holm batting a 333, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6, possible error on a ground ball. And that is going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. That is a single past Kippinger. Kippinger's error range is on a 1 to 4. The 18 is too high. So with that, Holm will get on with a base hit. Strategy roll is a 12 as Kevin Correa will come up to the plate. No average just yet, but we have seen him at bat. On a 12, it's going to be a sacrifice play. It's going to be a sac bunt on an 8 to 19. So we are going to go with a sac. The infield is playing in at double play depth, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. That is a blank. And we'll take a look at the bunt. That is a 3. The die roll is a 5. Bunts it down the third baseline to Encarnacion. On a 1 to 5, on a 1 to 15, it's a 7. So it's a good sac bunt there. So Correa will get out. They'll throw him out at first. Holm will get over to second. So 1 out, runner now in scoring position. And we go to the top of the order, Fred Lewis. Walked his last time up at bat. Strategy roll is a 2, infield at normal depth, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-13. That is a 10. Struck him out. 2 outs, runner on second. Strategy roll is a 20. It's a pickoff attempt. Remember, Matt doesn't pick anyone off, but we'll still show the number. It would have been a 2. Eugenio Velez, 0 for 1 with a run scored, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a strikeout on a 1-8, 6. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on after 2. It's Giants 2, Reds 1. We go to the top of the third. Matt Bliss, Corey Patterson, and Jeff Kippinger do up for the Reds. Matt Bliss, I believe this is the third game that he's been first time at bat. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That's a strikeout on a 1-20. The 8 is in range. Struck him out. We go to the top of the order. Corey Patterson, 1 for 1 today with a double and a run scored. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. It's a fly ball to Win. Win will go back, make the catch, and that will put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Jeff Kippinger, 1 for 1 with the RBI. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. We go back to the range play. Laura, who made the range play a couple innings ago, he was 7 for 9 on his range plays. 1-1, column 1, row 1. It's a fly ball to Roland. His range is on a 1-3. Rolling, going for it. It's a 3. Makes the catch. And that will retire the side. Once again, the Giants retire the Reds in order. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the third. And it's Randy Wynn, Aaron Rowland, and John Brokaw due up for the Giants. Randy Wynn, 0 for 1, struck out his last time up at bat, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a split result. Wynn is a switch hitter, so he's batting left today. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4, power hit to Dunn. On a 1-6, it's a single. 7-12, it's a double. 13-14, it's a triple. It's a 1, and that's going to be good for a base hit. And with that, Randy Wynn will get on with a base hit. And next, that's going to be Aaron Rowland, who is 1 for 1 with a double and a run scored. Runner on first, strategy roll is a 12. The infield is at double play depth, no outs, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. It's a base hit past second base. Phillips can't make the play in time. Randy Wynn will go to second as he waves to third. He'll go from first to third on a base run rating of a 3 through 6. That is a 4. He'll pick up the extra base. puts the runners on the corners. No outs. No outs, runners on the corners. John Brokaw up. He's 1-for-1 with an RBI. Strategy roll is a 19, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a double star. Now, double star off the picture card. If you're playing the physical cards and dice game, you're going to roll 1d6 to determine what the auto out is. Here in the PC game of Inside Pitch, it'll randomly choose it, and that is going to be a ground ball to Phillips. He'll make the play there. Now, are they going to try to score the runner? Yes, they are. Wynn going to try to tag up. Are they going to go for the out at first? They will go for the auto out at first. So, Wynn scores. Aaron will go to second, and the out is at first as Phillips will throw it over to Votto for the first out. It's an RBI for John, who grounded out to second base on that. It's 3-1 Giants, and that's going to bring up Rich. Rich Alora, who is 1-for-1 with an RBI. Strategy roll is a 19, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6 in this case. This time it's going to be a strike on a 1-7, 16 too high. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. Base hit out there into left field. Dunn. Dunn will come in, make the throw over to Kippinger, and that will hold the runners. We check the second eye, and all runners will hold. It's a 6, and that's what the rule tells us to do. Runners on the corners, infield at double play depth. Strategy, 1 out. Strategy rolls a 13. Emil Briss, who is 0-for-1. Here is the pitch. Giants holding off on Strat. And that is going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. It's a ground ball to Kippinger. Now, are they going to do the same thing again? Is the runner from third going to score? He's going to try to score. So they're going to send him again. Are they going to go for the auto out at first? They are. So Roland scores. Rich goes to second. Kippinger will throw it over to Joey for the out at first. And it's 4-1 Giants. Steve Holm, 1-for-1. Strategy roll is a 3 with 2 outs. Runner in scoring position. Infield normal depth. And the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. That is going to be a walk on a 1-11. The 8 is in range. And that is going to put runners on first and second. Kevin Correa, who sacrificed bunted the last time up, he was on. Strategy roll is a 7. Giants holding off, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. And that is going to be a strikeout on a 1-24. That is a 14. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. And 1 left on after 3. Giants 4, Reds 1. We go to the top of the fourth. It's Ken Griffey Jr., Brandon Phillips, and Adam Dunn due up for the Reds. Ken Griffey Jr., 1-for-1 today, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. That is a strike on a 1-8. It's a 1. Struck him out. Struck him out, and that's going to bring up Brandon Phillips. Phillips, who is 0-for-1, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. That's going to be good for a single. That's a base hit past the pitcher. The Scoria will get it, but unfortunately, Phillips will beat the throw to the bag. Runner on first. Strategy roll is a 20. It's a pickoff attempt. So let's see what happens. On a 1-4, it's a pickoff. It's a 2. He picks him off. He got him. Caught him looking. 2 outs, done up. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-14. That is a 5. Struck him out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's Fred Lewis, Eugenio Velez, and Randy Wynn due up for the Giants. Fred Lewis 0-for-1 with a walk and a strikeout. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a walk on a 1-10. That is a 10. That's going to be good for a walk. So Fred Lewis is trots on down to first. That's going to bring up Eugenio Velez 0-for-2 with a strikeout and a walk. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1 at the ballpark. So anytime you roll the at symbol on the pitcher card, you resolve the play using the ballpark card. So in this case, we're going to resolve the play using the AT&T Park ballpark card. We're going to go to AT&T Park for this play, and that's going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. It's a fly ball to Dunn. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Randy Wynn 1-for-2 with a strikeout and a run. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a wild pitch. It's a 6. This time it is a wild pitch on a 1-9. Throws it just a bit outside. And that will move Fred Lewis over to second. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. It's a power hit to Dunn. On a 1-6, it's a single. 7-12, it's a double. 13-14, it's a triple. It's a 6, it's a base hit. Lewis goes to third. Is he waved around to home? We'll check for the runner advancement. That is a 1. We check the second die. It is a 2. Now, on a roll like this, the lead runner will advance on both of these. So, Fred Lewis does advance. It's 5. So he gets the RBI single on that one. Now, we'll check to see, does Wynn pick up the extra base? It says here if the roll is less than or equal to the trailing runner's BR, base run, no adjustments, the trailing runner advances on the throw. His base run rating is a 4. The die roll is a 2, so 2 is less than 4. And with that, Randy Wynn will pick up, and he'll stretch that single to a double. It's 5-1. Giants have a 4-run lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Bullpen for the Reds starting to warm up. Aaron Rowland up. Rowland is 2 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Strategy roll is a 4. And that is going to be a 1-1, column 1. Row 1, that's going to be good for a base hit. Wynn goes to third, but as he waved around home, he'll go from second to home on a base run rating of a 2-6. That is a 4. He will score. And the Giants take a 5-run lead here in the bottom of the fourth. It's 6-1 Giants. John Brokaw, 1 for 2 today with 2 RBIs. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. That is a strikeout on a 1-12. That is a 2. Struck him. That is a 12. That is a 12. Struck him out. So 2 runs, 2 outs actually. Runner on first. Strategy roll is a 10. Rich Alora, who is 2 for 2 with an RBI. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4, possible error. Now, on an error check, that is the number in the brackets. Whose error range are we checking? That's going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5, double star 2. It's a ground ball to Kippinger. His error range is on a 1-4. That is a 6. No error. And he'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors. And the Giants will leave 1 stranded after 4. It's Giants 6, Reds 1. We go to the top of the 5th. Edwin Encarnacion, Joey Votto, and Paul Bacco do up for the Reds. Edwin Encarnacion is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. Strikeout on a 1-9. The 15 is too high. And that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. It's a power hit to Lewis. Now, on a 1-8, it's a single. 9 makes it a double. 10 is a triple. 11-20, and Lewis makes the catch. It's a 4. That's going to be good for a base hit. And with that, Edwin Encarnacion will get on with, it leads off with a base hit. Strategy roll, that's going to bring up Joey Votto. Votto is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 3. It's a hit and run. On a hit and run, all ground double play. Here's how hit and runs work. All ground double play ratings will get a -2. Base run ratings get a +2. All home run and walk ratings are cut in half if we round those down. Lineouts are considered double plays with the exception on an error of a throw, and if the batter should strike out, we'll resolve the play as a steal. Here's the pitch to Joey. Joey with a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a walk on a 1-4. The 18 is too high. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. Fly ball back there to center field. Roland will make the catch. And that will be the first out. Paul Bacco for out number 1. Bacco is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is an 8. Reds holding off. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. Power hit to win. On a 1 to 4 single, 5 to 12, it's a double. It's a 19. Win goes back, makes the catch. And that'll be out number 2. 2 up, 2 away, and that's going to bring up Matt Bliss. Bliss going to take the hit. Strategy roll is a 6. The Reds holding off, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-1. Column 3, row 1, possible error. And that is going to be a 2-5. Column 2, row 5. That's a power hit to Lewis. On a 1 to 10, it's a single. 11 to 14, it's a double. It's a 13. So it's going to be good for a double. No error there by Lewis. And with that, Bliss will hit a double. Puts runners in scoring position. Edwin and Carcion will get the hold sign. Remember, if the roll is less than or equal to, so he'll go from first to home on a D7. It's a -2. That makes it a 1. We check the white die, and that is a 1. Base run rating is a 1. However, if the roll is less than or equal, he'll get the hold side. Because the other rule comes into play. If it's a 1 or less, the runners will hold. We go to the top of the order, runners on second and third, and that's going to bring up Corey Patterson. Patterson is 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Strategy roll is a 13. Reds holding off, and that is going to be a 1-4. Column 1, row 4. This time, it's a range play using the ballpark card. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's a pop-up. Home, range is on a 3. However, it's a foul ball. And we're going to have to re-roll the pitch. So it's a foul ball. We'll re-roll the pitch, and that's going to be a 5-5. Column 5, row 5. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. Double star 5, fly ball back there to Lewis. He'll see it, eye it up, calls off Roland, who comes in to also help. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and the Reds will leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Emil Briss, Steve Holm, and Kevin Correa will be due up for the Giants. New pitcher on the mound for the Reds. Cincinnati goes to the bullpen early. They're going to bring in Josh Frog. Frog will come into the game with a 6.85 ERA. 1 win and 2 losses. He's pitched 19 2/3 of an inning, allowed 25 hits, 13 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Take a look at the stats here from Matt. He went 4 innings, allowed 9 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch, and ERA of a 16.36. With that, Emil Briss is 0 for 2 with an RBI and the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6, double star 4. It's a ground ball to Encarnacion. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Steve Holm, 1 for 1 with a walk and the pitch. Holm, 5-6, column 5, row 6. That's going to be good for a walk. On a 1 to 11, that is a 3, and that's going to be Frog's first walk. So first walk he allowed in the with him on the mound. Kevin Correa, 0 for 1, struck out his last time up. Strategy roll is a 10. They're going to leave him in. And that is going to be a 2-4. Column 2, row 4 at the ballpark. We're going to go to AT&T Park. And that is going to be a 2-3. Column 2, row 3. On a 1-3, it's a single. 4-8 double. 9-16, he smacks a triple. It's a 9. It's a triple. It's a triple. Done having to go chase it. Patterson comes in to help. 1 run scores. Correa rounding second. He's waved to third. Correa will go to third, and the Giants take a 6-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th. It's 7-1 on an RBI triple by Kevin Correa. He'll slide into third, beats the throw, and the umpire calls him safe. And the crowd here at AT&T Park erupts. We go to the top of the order. It's Fred Lewis, who is 0 for 1 today with 2 walks, a strikeout, and a run. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-2. Column 2, row 2. That's a walk on a 1-10. The 18 is too high. And that is going to be a 2-1. Column 2, row 1. That is a double. Frog being a right-handed pitcher. So we'll look to the right-handed side of the slash. And that is a double to Patterson. 1 run scores. It's an RBI double by Fred Lewis. It clears the bases. It's 8-1. Strategy rolls are turned off, and how do we know that they're turned off? We'll take a look at the difference of the score. It's a 7-run game. We take that 7, add it to the inning we are in. We are in the 5th inning, so 7 plus 5 is 12. If the number you get is higher than 10, strategy rolls are turned off until you bring that number down less than 10. Eugenio Velez, 0 for 3 with a strikeout and a run. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. Line drive to Kippinger. By the way, the infield is at normal depth with 1 out. And we will check for a double play on a line drive. On a 1 on a 1 it would be to first. On a 2-3 it's a sec. The play is at second. It's a 5. No double play there. 2 outs. Runner on second. Randy Wynn up. He's 2 for 3 with a strikeout, 2 runs, and an RBI. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. It's a base hit to Griffey. Lewis goes to third. Base run rating is a 5. The die roll is a 3. Griffey will score. It's 9-1, and the Giants have scored 3 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. It's 9-1. It's an 8-run game. RBI single by Randy Wynn. That's the second RBI of the game. Frog's pull rating is at 0. However, the bullpen once again for the Reds is starting to warm up. Aaron Rowland 3 for 3 today with a double, 2 runs and an RBI. And here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5, infield normal depth. And that's going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. That's a double to Dunn. His range is on a 1-3. Dunn goes after it. The range is a 1-3. That is a 5. He won't be able to make the play in time. And that is way past him. He'll go back to the wall, chase it. Dunn, Wynn goes to third. He's waved around. That is a 3. The die roll is a 2. And the Giants go into double digits for the score. It's 10-1 San Francisco on an RBI double by Aaron Rowland. Giants have now scored 4 runs in this inning alone. John Broker 1 for 3 with a strikeout and 2 RBIs. Runner on second. Infield normal depth. The pitch, and that's going to be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. It's a base hit to Patterson. Rolling on third. He's waved around. He'll come home to score. That's a 5. The die roll is a 3. It's 11-1 Giants. Bullpen for the Reds starting to warm up. They just need one more out to get out of this inning. Rich is up. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a hit by pitch. Joshua at 10 to the hit by pitch range. That is a 12. The die roll is a 3. And with that, Rich actually gets hit by the pitch. Umpire warns him and warns both dugouts as they're on that. Emil Bress 0 for 3 with an RBI. Runners on first and second. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1, possible error. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4, double star 2. It's going to be a fly ball to Dunn. His error range is on a 1-5. That is a 9. No error there. He'll make the play. And that will retire the side. 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 1 left and 2 left on. We go to the after 5. It's Giants 11, Reds 1. We go to the top of the 6. It's Jeff Kippinger, Ken Griffey Jr., and Brandon Phillips due up for the Reds. Jeff Kippinger 1 for 2 with an RBI, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2, possible error on a throw. And that's going to be a 2-1. It's a ground ball to Cora up the middle. His error range is a 0. That is an 11. No error there. Throw it over to Brokel. And that is out number 1. Ken Griffey Jr. 1 for 2 today with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that's going to be a ground ball to Valles. His range is a 1. It's a 4. It doesn't make the play in time. And with that, Griffey will get on with a base hit. That was his 0 for 4 on range plays. Runner on first, infield normal depth, Brandon Phillips, 1 for 2, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3, home run on a 1-6, on a 1-7. That is a 6. That ball is out of here. Hits it down the right field side. Wind going back after it. That ball is into the drink. Hits it into Cubby Cove. It's a 2-run home run for Brandon Phillips. And it's now an 8-run game. It's 11-3. And Brandon Phillips hits his 3rd home run of the replay. And that is going to bring up Adam Dunn. Dunn is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. 1 out, nobody on. And that is going to be a 4-3. It's a possible error, though. That's a fly ball to win. Error ranges on a 1-3. Nobody on, so he'll just make the catch there, and that'll put 2 away. Edwin Encarnacion, 1 for 2 with a strikeout and the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. Ground ball to Laura. He'll make the catch, throw it over Brokel. And that will retire the side. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and none left on for the Reds. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Steve Holm, Kevin Correa, and Fred Lewis due up for the Giants. Steve Holm, 1 for 1 with 2 walks and a run. They're going to keep Josh in? No, they're going to pull Josh. So Josh Frog will get pulled. They're going to go back to their bullpen. Actually, wait. He can face one more batter before he's tired. Yeah, they are going to go to the bullpen. Having a little bit of analysis paralysis there, trying to figure out what to do here. They're going to bring in... They're going to bring in Todd Coffey. Yep, Coffey is going to get the call up here. Coffey will come into the game with a 16.12 ERA, no wins and no losses. He's pitched 6 2/3 innings, allowed 13 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Josh Frog, who went 1 inning, allowed 5 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, an ERA of an 8.69. Steve Holm, 1 for 1 with a double and a run. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-2. Column 2, row 2 is a blank. And that is going to be a 1-2. Column 1, row 2. It's a ground ball to Kippinger. He'll make the catch. And that'll be out number 1. Kevin Correa up. Correa... They're going to let Correa take the hit here. They are not. So Correa not going to take the hit. And instead they're going to bring in Ray Durham. Durham will come in to pinch hit for Correa. He's batting a 280 and the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-2. Column 2, row 2, that is a blank. Correa, that is a 2-3. Column 2, row 3. He's a switch hitter, however. Todd is a right-handed pitchers. So we look to the right-handed side of the slash. It's an S5. It's a single past third base. So Dunn will get on with a base hit. We go to the top of the order. Fred Lewis, 1 for 2 with a double, 2 walks, a strikeout, 2 runs, and an RBI. And the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. Possible error on the throw. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. Power hit to Dunn. On a 1 to 3, it's a single, 4 to 8 double, 9 to 11 triple. It's a 1. That's going to be good for a base hit. We will check for an error. Dunn's error range is on a 1 to 5. That is a 15. No error there. And the hits just keep on coming. Dunn goes to second. He'll get the hold sign. He'll go from first to third. It's a -3, makes it a 1. The die roll is a 3. Base run rating a 1. He'll hold. Eugenio Valles 0 for 4 with a strikeout and a run. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 8, the 11 is too high. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. Power hit to Patterson on a 1 to 3 single, 4 to 11 double, 12 and 13. It's a triple. It's a 6. That's a double. Dunn scores. Lewis goes to third. He'll be waved around home. His base run rating is a 3. The die roll is a 2. It's less than the base run rating. It's a 2-run RBI double by Eugenio Valles. And it's now 13 to 3. The Giants have a 10-run lead. And Coffey's staying out. Are they going to keep Coffey out there? They're giving him one more batter. Randy Wynn, 3 for 4 today with a strikeout, 3 runs, and 2 RBIs. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. Home run on a 1 to 2. The 11 is too high. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. Ground ball to Phillips. And that is going to be the out at first. Phillips will throw to Votto. Valles on second. He'll go to third. He advances on balls hit. He will advance on balls hit to first, second, or the catcher. 2 outs, runner on third. They're going to give him one more. They just need one more out to get through this inning. Aaron Rowland, 4 for 4 today. 2 doubles, 3 runs, 2 RBIs, and the pitch. And he is tired. That's going to be good for a base hit. It's 14 to 3 on an RBI single by Rowland. And here comes the skipper. And they are going to pull him. And with that, they're going to bring in Gary Majalski. Gary will come into the game with an ERA of an 18.0. No wins, no losses, 5 innings pitched, 12 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 7 walks in this call to the bullpen. Taking a look at the stats here for Todd Coffey, he went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, an ERA of an Right now, he's got an ERA of an 18.50. Reds had to go deep into the bullpen right now. Broker will step up. He is 2 for 4 today with a strikeout, and it's been a 3 RBI day for him. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. That's a strikeout. On a 1 to 12, the 16 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4, ground ball to Votto. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. After 6, it's Giants 14, Reds 3. We go to the top of the 7th, and it's going to be Joey Votto, Paul Bacco, and Gary Majowski due up for the Reds. New pitcher on the mound for the Giants, and that is going to be they're going to bring in Alex Hinshaw. Hinshaw will come into the game. Comes in the game with a 7.89 ERA. He's got no wins and 3 losses. He's pitched 5 2/3 of an inning, allowed 9 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 5 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Kevin, he went 6 innings, allowed 8 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 1 home run, and ERA of a 7.89. And so 7, 8, and 9 due up in the lineup for the Reds. Joey Votto, 0 for 2. Votto going to take the hit. And that is going to be a 5-3. Column 5, row 3, strikeout plus. Now, on a strikeout plus result, we add 10 to the strikeout range. We would add anything else from the ballpark. And in this case, that is a 0. So that's a 20. That is a 1. Struck him out looking. And that's the first strikeout for Alex. That's going to bring up Paul Bacco. Bacco 0 for 2. Struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a 1-1. Column 1, row 1 at the ballpark. We're going to go to AT&T Park. 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a blank. Now, if you on the ballpark card, if your result is one of the 3 blanks, you resolve the play as it becomes a rare play. So let's see what the rare play is today. Center field crashes into the wall, chasing after a deep drive. Resolve play as a D8 range. Check for injury to the center fielder after the play. If the center fielder fails to make the play, the right fielder picks up the ball with the hitter attempting an inside the park home run. Resolve as with the play at the plate. Unsuccessful range play. Aaron Rowland can't catch the ball. Rowland is injured and will miss 5 games. So I'm going to come over here to my DH list. And he is out for 5 games on that. And that becomes a triple on that. So center fielder, let's take a look here at who the center field is. And we're going to bring in, well, we'll have to move Randy over. Yeah. That is exactly what we'll do. So Roland is out, so center field, Randy Wynn will take over at center field. And we are missing now a right fielder. So at right field, we're going to bring in Nate. So Nate will take over at right field. So with that, we do have a little change here. Aaron Roland out of this game. It becomes a triple result for that. So Baco will goes to third on the play. The die roll is less, not less than, it's greater than, so the adjusted base run rating, it becomes a triple on that. So with that, Win will now be over at center field, and Nate takes over at right field. Gary Makowitz not going to take the hit here. We're going to bring in a pinch hitter, and that's going to be Adam Rosales. Rosales to pinch hit. Comes in the game with a batting of 125. One out, runner on third. That's going to be a 3-5. Column 3, row 5, strikeout plus on a 1-17. The 19 is too high. And that is going to be a 3-5. Column 3, row 5, ground ball down the first baseline to Brokel. He'll make the catch. And are they going to try to score the runner? They are. Are they going to go for the out at first? They are. So with that, Baco will score. Still a 10-run game. And with that, Rosales is out at first. 2 outs. We go to the top of the order. Corey Patterson, 1 for 3 with a double and a run. And here is the pitch. Patterson, 2-2, column 2, row 2, range play at the ballpark. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5, double star 4. It's a ground ball to Brokel. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 5. The 19 becomes a single. And Brokel is 4 for 6 on his range plays. Runner on first, 2 outs. Jeff Kippinger up. Kippinger is 1 for 3 with an RBI. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-5, column 4, row 5, strikeout on a 1. The 15 is too high. And that is going to be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. It's a base hit past Briss. And with that, Patterson will go to second. Does he pick up third? He'll go from first to third on a 5 through 6. That is a 6. And we'll put runners on the corners. And with that, Alex Inshaw tired. They are going to leave him in. They do need one more out. Ken Griffey, 2 for 3. That's going to be a 3-5. Column 3, row 5, strikeout plus on a 1-19. That is a 4. Struck him out and sing, take me out to the ball game. We do have a new pitcher on the mound, real quick. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on for the Reds. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's Rich Alora, Emmanuel Briss, and Steve Holm due up for the Giants. We do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Reds. Cincinnati going back to their bullpen. And they are going to bring in Jeremy Alfred will come in. He comes into the game with a 5.63 ERA. No wins and no losses. He's pitched 8 innings, allowed 12 hits, 12 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Take a look at the stats here for Gary. He went 1/3 of an inning, has an ERA of a 16.98. Let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 have been played. And this scoreboard, the Reds scored a run in the first, 2 runs in the sixth, a run in the seventh, 4 runs on 11 hits. The Giants, 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the third, 2 runs in the fourth, 5 runs in the fifth, 3 runs in the sixth, 14 runs on 18 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the seventh. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Giants. Rich, 2 for 3 with our RBI. And the pitch, it's going to be a 4-2. Column 4, row 2. It's a strikeout on a 1-7. The 10 is too high. And that is going to be a 4-2. Column 4, row 2. It's going to be a ground ball to Phillips. He'll make the play. And that is out number 1. Emmanuel Briss, 0 for 4 with an RBI. Briss going to take the hit. And that's going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. That is a strikeout. On a 1-4, the 14 is too high. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. It's a base hit past Kippinger. Kippinger can't make the play. Briss will get on. And Steve Holm, 1 for 2 with 2 walks and a run. And here is the pitch. Runner on first. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2, strikeout on a 1-9. That is a 5. Struck him out. And Alex Henshaw. Henshaw not going to take the hit here. And they're going to bring in Jose Castillo will come in to pinch hit. Castillo batting a 289. Runner on first with 2 outs. And the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3, strikeout on a 1-9. That is a 9. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. After 7. Giants 14, Reds 4. We go to the top of the 8th. Brandon Phillips, Adam Dunn, and Edwin Encarnacion due up for the Reds. And we're going back to the bullpen for the Giants. And with that, they're going to bring in Kenchi Yabu. Yabu going to comes into the game with a 3.60 ERA. No wins and no losses. He's pitched 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Alex. He went 1 inning, allowed 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 8.06. Part of the lineup, Brandon Phillips, 2 for 3, and here is the pitch. With a home run or a run and 2 RBIs, and that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a walk. On a 1-7, the 16 is too high. 2-4, column 2, row 4. It's going to be a ground ball to Brokaw. Barker will make the catch, and that'll be one away. Adam Dunn, 0 for 3, and the pitch. With a strikeout. Dunn. That is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5, wild pitch. Nobody is on, so we'll just roll for the batter. And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. Ground ball up the middle to Yabu. He'll make the catch, throw it to Brokaw. And that'll be out number 2. 2 up, 2 down, and that's going to bring up Edwin Encarnacion. 1 for 3 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3, double question mark, double star on a 1-19. That's going to be a ground ball to Brokaw. He'll make the catch. Yabu comes over. Brokaw will toss it underhanded. Yabu will tag the base, and that will retire the side. So no runs. Very easying to score as the Giants retire the Reds in order. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Fred Lewis, Eugenio Velez, and Randy Wynn due up for the Reds, for the Giants. We do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Reds. Jeremy is done. And they're going to go with Mike Link. They're going to bring in Bill Bray. Bray comes into the game with a 12.0 ERA, no wins and 1 loss, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Taking a look here at the stats for Jeremy, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 5.0. Top of the order, 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Giants. Fred Lewis, 2 for 3 today with a double, 2 runs, a strikeout, 2 walks, 3 strikeout, 1 strikeout, 3 runs, and 1 RBI. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. No change to their defense, though, however. They're going to keep everyone the same. We go to the ballpark card for AT&T, and that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. That's a double star 4, ground ball to Encarnacion. He'll make the catch, and that'll put 1 away. Eugenio Velez, 1 for 5 today with a double, a strikeout, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs. And they are going to intentionally walk him. That is a strikeout. However, they were going to walk him, but instead they struck him out. Randy Wynn, 3 for 5, 2 outs, nobody on. Strikeout, 3 runs, 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a strikeout. On a 1-6, a 17 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6, double star 3. It's a ground ball to Phillips. He'll make the catch, throw it to Votto. And that'll be outnumbered. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Reds retire the Giants in order after 8. It's Giants 14, Reds 4. We go to the top of the 9th. Joey Votto, Paul Bacco, and Billy Bray due up for the Reds. Giants have a new pitcher on the mound. And they're going to bring in Jack. Jack Tenchier will come into this game. Comes into the game with a 6.0 ERA, 1 win, no loss, 6 innings pitched, allowed 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Yabu, he went 1 inning, allowed an ERA of a 3.0. Let's take a look at the box score. After 8 had been played, the Reds scored a run in the first, 2 in the 6th, a run in the 7th, 4 runs on 11 hits, and no errors. The Giants, 2 runs in the first, 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 5 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, 14 runs on 19 hits. But will we see some 9th inning magic? Joey Votto, 0 for 3. Is Votto going to take the hit? Votto is going to take the hit. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5, double question mark, single and a 1-5. The 13 is too high. Votto, 5-1, column 5, row 1. That's going to be a single past Valles. And Votto will get on with a base hit. So infield's going to stay at normal death. Paul Bacco, 1 for 3 with a triple, a strikeout, and a run. Bacco going to take the hit. And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 6. It's a strikeout on a 1-16. That is a 3. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Billy Bray not taking the hit. Bray will Xavier Valentin will come in to pinch hit. Valentin comes in with an batting a 227. Runner on first, run 1 out. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that is going to be a ground ball to the third base, Alora. His range is on a 1-3. It's a 2. He'll make the catch. We'll check to see if it's a double play. 0-0. The pivot for second base for a right-hander. That is a 1. However, the die roll is a 2. It is not greater than Joey Votto. So it's not a force out. Votto will go to second. And the out is at first. So it's 2 outs. Runner on second. Top of the order. The pitcher is now tired. And Corey Patterson up. Patterson 2 for 4 with a double and a run. Reds down to the last out, and that's going to be a 6-5 for a wild pitch. Column 6, row 5 on a 1-13. It's a wild pitch. 14-15. It's a passed ball. It's a 6. It's a wild pitch. Votto will go to third. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6, double star 3. And that is going to be a fly ball to Lewis. A fly ball to Lewis. Lewis will make the catch. And that is the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Reds leave 1 stranded as the San Francisco Giants defeat the Cincinnati Reds 14-4. Final line score coming right up. So the San Francisco Giants defeat the Cincinnati Reds 14-4. Reds 4 runs, 12 hits, no errors. Reds 14 runs, 19 hits, no errors. Kevin Correa picks up his first win. Matt will pick up his second loss. Brandon Phillips, that's his 3rd home run of the replay. So let's take a look here at some stats. Kevin Correa, 6 innings pitched, allowed 8 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 1 home run, an ERA of a 6.26. Jack Thatcher, Tuncheer, the last pitcher up for the Giants, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 1 wild pitch, an ERA of a 5.14. Over on the Reds, Matt Bliss, who picks up his second loss. He went 4 innings, allowed 9 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch, an ERA of a 16.36. And Billy Braid, the last pitcher up for the Reds, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 strike, an ERA of a 9.0. So that's going to do it for us here at AT&T Park, as the Cincinnati Reds will drop to 10-15, and the San Francisco Giants improve to 9-16. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. Remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up. And until next time, I'm Yoko, and we'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.